What's the deal, you guys? What's the deal? What's the deal? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13, Episode 22. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What is going on? Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all been reading or doing like the audibles of Brandy's new book, Phases. But baby, the book is so damn good. Okay. I am so enjoying Brandy's new book. Okay. Like I heard little snippets of it on Twitter and things like that. But I actually got several credits on Audibles, and I decided to listen to it. And I've been listening to it since I got home from work. It's a really, really good read. I think I'm at the part where she starts talking about her relationship with One Ye from Boys to Men. Baby, Brandy is spilling it all, and I'm loving it. I am loving the fact that Brandy is very transparent about these things that have happened in her life. And I think we need to hear those things. And I just been thinking about whether or not I want to do a reaction video to her book. I wanted to do one to Rashona Landfair's book about the situation with R. Kelly, but I never did do it. But Brandy's book is right up my alley because y'all know that I'm doing like, music content and things like that. So Brandy is a part of that content. So I might as well try to do some type of reaction video to it. But something came across my mind today while I was laying in bed as I was, resting up from being at work all morning. And as you all know, I'm getting more into the music content, as I just said. And y'all know I've been doing reaction videos and stuff like that. But it's another segment that I want to do. And it's called Songs You Hate. And it's basically like songs that you hate, but everybody else like it. I think I'm gonna do a segment like that too. As far as my music content goes, it's gonna be called Songs I Hate, and I'm probably gonna be dropping it every weekend. So and it's not gonna be one of those videos that's gonna be long as hell. It's probably just gonna be like a 10 to 15 minute video about me talking about how much I hate this song and everybody else like this song, but I don't. It's gonna be fun. So we're gonna be doing it. Now, me and DJ still gotta finish off our reviews on the Keisha Cole albums and stuff like that. I know that C Diggy wanted to join us for one of the Keisha Cole records that we're gonna be doing and things like that. So the music content is April, so we're gonna dig more into it. Like I have a couple of reaction videos that I want to get into, and I did tell y'all that I want to do a lot of diss record, diss record reactions. So and I'm gonna start on those this month. Okay, so we're gonna get into all of those things. So let me see what moderators in here. It looked like Kendra is the only moderator that's in here. So she knows what to do. She knows to keep you guys in line as far as keeping the chat clean, but also making sure that you guys are engaging. So we get started at the 5 minute mark. So let's go ahead and light this chat up as we get into the 5 minute mark. Let's light it up, light it up, light it up. Okay, light it up. And then we're going to get started by the 5 minute mark. It's like 39 of you guys up in here. So far, so good. And we need 39 people up in here engaging. So let's light this chat up. I see the Jail Slayer up in here as well. Let's light this chat up as we go into the 5 minute mark. And once we hit the 5 minute mark, we're definitely going to get into the episode. So let's go ahead and light this chat up real quick. Y'all got like 22 seconds before we get into what we need to get into, child. Let me see. Okay. There we go. All right. So we're at the 5 minute mark. It's 52 of you guys up in here. So let's go ahead and get into this review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. All right. So here are my notes. Y'all know I keep my notes on my phone. So here go my notes, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now we're going to start off with Jock, Kendra, Kirk, Rashida, Sama, and 24. They go bowling, and Jock wants to bring Kirk and Rashida out because he knows that they've been quiet, they've been in the house, and he just want to have a good time with them because what the things that they're going through is very, very hard. And he just want them to know that he's down with them and there for them in so many words. Okay. So Salma says that she's glad to see Kirk and Rashida at the event. She wants to get some type of advice from them because she feels like ever since she admitted that she has been cheating on, 24, she feels like Kirk and Rashida are the best people to talk to, especially when it comes down to infidelity as well as marital issues. When it comes down to managing the career, she feels like those two will be the best people to talk to. Well, baby, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I don't think that them two is the best people to talk to about anything regarding anybody's marriage, especially yours. You got your own motherfucking issues going on in your own marriage, and Kirk and Rashida are the last people that I would talk to about anything dealing with a motherfucking relationship. The people that I would not talk to and come to for relationship advice, I would not go to Kirk and Rashida. I would not go to motherfucking Zane and Ashley. I would not go to Sierra nor fucking Carly. You know what I mean? You might have a better chance at talking to damn who else on this cast. You might have a better chance at talking to Yandy and Mendici, but even they not even worth talking to about no damn relationship. So who can you run to when you need love and support? It ain't one of them, I can tell you that. But yeah, I wouldn't take no advice from Kirk and Rashida at all. But moving on, Jock thanks the Frost for coming out because he knows what they've been going through. And Rashida says, we have to lay low due to everything that's going on. When the media is talking about this stuff that's going on with our son and our daughter, and somebody lost their life, and everybody's just, kicking us while we're down. In a sense, though, Rashida, I don't really think that it's more so of a situation where people are kicking you where you're down. It's more so that we notice what's going on here. And listen, I hate to bring her into this, but when you're talking about Rashida and we're talking about her daughter Kelsey, who went through a DV situation, we got to bring this person up. Only thing that we're bringing up is the fact that you sat there in another woman's face, another black woman's face at that, and told her that she was lying about her motherfucking abuse. And you expect for us to not say anything about the fact that your daughter is now going through the same thing that you denounced another woman for going through. Now, let's be clear. No one's wishing it on Kelsey because no woman deserves to have hands put on them by someone that claims to love them. Nobody deserves that at all, like not one person. But we can't be fake and phony about this situation and not act like we don't see it, not act like we don't see what's going on. Your daughter going through the same thing that K. Michelle went through, and you sat there and you denounced her feelings and you never apologized. So that is the reason why people were on your ass once this story came out. Now, I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just reminding you of the fuck shit that you did during that time. And I think that's what everybody else was doing. And not only that, you did kick K. Michelle down when she was down, when she was talking about her abuse. So now you're experiencing the same thing, but you're experiencing it through your daughter. So in my opinion, it's kind of hard to feel for you in that aspect, but nobody wants to see their kids going through that type of shit. So that's the only thing that I would give you on that, is that nobody wants to see their kids going through that type of bullshit. But in the same breath, though, you got to take into account that you did somebody else like that. You kicked another person when they were down, and years later you're receiving it, but you're receiving it in a different way. Sometimes we receive things through our family members and people that we're close to. So the shit that you did to somebody else, you're receiving it through your kid. And that's a fucked up way of looking at it, but it's true. Where we at? So then Rashida says that she's performing at the One Music Fest, which is true. She did perform at the One Music Fest. I remember my friend Ramon, before he moved to Charlotte, he went to the One Music Fest and she was performing there. So yeah, she did perform. Salma then speaks about looking for management because her and 24 have been going through some things, and with him managing her, it hasn't really been no husband and wife time like time out. So at the end of the day, they've been trying to figure that part out. And so when it come down to it, as she's asking for advice on that, a 24 was kind of like shutting Salma down while she's talking about it. But the thing is, one thing she can come to Kirk and Rashid about is about the management thing, because when they first got on Love and Hip Hop, they did talk about how, Kirk being her manager and her husband was causing issues between the two of them. So Salma is kind of having the same similar issues with 24 in regards to this. So I guess Rashida would be the best person to talk to about that particular situation. But at the end of the day, 24 really don't think that Really don't think that she need to be talking to nobody about anything, to be quite honest. Like, he really feel like he got it all figured out, and he really don't have it all figured out, because if he did, he wouldn't be sitting around here talking about the life that she lives and how he pays for everything and all this other stuff. That's the thing that I don't like about 24, because the thing is, I really want to like 24. I want to like 24 for real, for real. Like, I do want to like him, but when he goes into, when Salma starts telling him what she needs from him as a husband, he goes into, well, I pay these bills in the house and you don't have to pay for nothing. I buy you clothes. That ain't got nothing to do with what she's talking about. That ain't got nothing to do with what she's talking about. And this is what men with money do. They like to throw their money in your face and think that money is supposed to shit you the fuck up and make you happy. But the money is not keeping them warm at night. Your big ass is what's keeping her warm at night. And that's what the fuck she wants. So she would rather work with somebody else and have you as her husband. And I don't see the problem with that. And that's probably why she went astray. Okay? In the words of T-Boz, never go astray. What? If he knew the things I did, he couldn't handle it. That's what she basically saying. Rashida does suggest that they separate the business from the music, and it'll be better off for them to do that. You feel what I'm saying? So then Kendra says that she's allowed Gloria to attend Jock's birthday party, but she's really not down to befriend her, knowing that, 5 years ago, they had a baby together while her and Jock were going through their issues. So she really don't want to befriend her. And to be quite honest, I'm not really mad at Kendra for not necessarily wanting to befriend Gloria, because it is probably like one of those things where it is a trigger point. And, a trigger is a trigger, and nobody wants to be reminded of something like that. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be married to Jock and you love that girl's daughter, then you're going to have to deal with her in some form or fashion. You can't just keep running away from the problems. You got to deal with the shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, the way that the baby came about was kind of fucked up. It definitely was. I'm not taking it from you like at all. But Kendra, instead of screaming all the time, grow up and actually try to, figure this part out. Like, that's all I'm really saying. Like, try to figure that out. Because you have a habit of just screaming and yelling and shit, but not trying to figure shit out. So let me look at some of these comments. Aquarius L 7425 says he don't listen to her. Yes, 24 don't listen to Salma at all, and that's probably why she goes elsewhere for affection. Remember when Miss Deb told Rashida that she's dirty and sticking to the gutter, and Kirk was hurt, but he got it together on the management? Exactly. What's up, Brandon? Rashida's so male identified that she probably asked what her daughter did, and I wouldn't be surprised if she did. And it's sad that we're even having this type of conversation, but Rashida seems to be that type of person that do that. I mean, it is what it is. Let me see. 24 is thick-skinned, like many straight black men, especially those in the male-dominant hip-hop world. Exactly. Salma cheating right now. I wouldn't be surprised if she was. So let's move on to the next thing. So we get into Britney and Bambi. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like Britney. I like Britney for the most part. I don't understand why Erica Dixon was giving her so much fever when she met her, but I really like Britney, and I really feel like Britney is probably the most mature woman that Scrappy has been with for the most part. I like Britney, and I would like to see, if the show is continuing on, I would love to see her on the show independent of Scrappy, but I like Britney for the most part. So she wants to sit down with Bambi. She tells Bambi about the sit down that she had with Shakira, and how Shakira was pretty much putting Scrappy on blast about trying to get with her in the middle of the night, texting her in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get with her in the middle of the night, not necessarily thinking about the kid, but really thinking about some pussy. That's basically what she was basically telling Bambi about. But then she says that Shakira says that they're not messing around at this particular point in time, but she really went down and broke down the timeline of how they got together, when they got together, and how the threesome that got her pregnant wasn't the only time that they were intimate. So Bambi was like, well, do you think that anything is going on with Shakira and Scrappy right now? And Britney says, well, I don't really think that anything's going on with Shakira and Scrappy, because Shakira basically said that it wasn't. Now, here's my thing. I think that she probably believes Shakira because she knows that her man is a motherfucking liar. That's probably why she, is sitting there listening to Britney and what she got to say, because she knows that her man is a damn liar. Like her man is a lie. Scrappy is a liar. And let me tell y'all, I got this back and forth love for Scrappy. It's like I've always loved Scrappy on this show, probably because I found him attractive, probably. That's probably why I've always liked Scrappy. But I always gotta call a spade when I come down to Scrappy. You gaslighting motherfucker. At the end of the day, she believes Shakira because Shakira came with the receipts. And it's easier for her to believe you because you're gonna make excuses and you're not gonna really answer the question the right way. You're gonna sit up there and give her a bunch of bogus ass answers, and that's not what she wants. She wants you to be real and she wants you to be honest about this situation, and that's something that you're not gonna do. So at the end of the day, I feel where Britney's coming from. And then she said, but another thing that Shakira said is that Scrappy is obsessed with Bambi. And then she said, obsessed with me? And then Britney was like, yeah, you know, Shakira was saying that Scrappy goes on live. He always talking about you all the time and things like that. And I just want to know, do you feel like he's obsessed with you? So Bambi was like, well, I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you, Britney. This is awkward having this conversation. But since we're having this conversation, I'm not going to lie. Scrappy does get kind of inappropriate with me. Like, he'll say things like, oh, can we take our babies and move out of the country? Or he'll ask me if I want to get back with him and stuff like that. And listen, I believe every single solitary word that Bambi is fucking saying. And you want to know why I believe it? I believe it 100% because that's what he do. And I'm pretty sure that when he asked Bambi that, he was probably asking Bambi that while him and Britney were having issues, because that's what the fuck Scrappy actually be doing. Scrappy would sit there and play games, mind games at that with a motherfucker, and then to sit up there and go to the baby mama that he think is gonna give him a little bit of play. He gonna go to her and play with her because he's having issues in his relationship. So while he's having issues in his relationship, he gonna try to see where he can get in, where he fit in it. So right now, him and Bambi are in a decent place right now, right? They're in a decent place. They're raising their kids together, doing what they got to do for the sake of those kids. But at the same point in time, Scrappy not thinking about no motherfucking kids, and we all know that he's not. He's not thinking about no kids at all. What he's thinking about is what piece of pussy he gonna get next. That's what he's thinking about. And the fact is, Bambi don't want him. And I feel like out of all of the women that Scrappy done had kids with, I really believe that Bambi is probably the only one that really don't want him. I really believe that because she don't be paying Scrappy no mind. But my thing with Britney is this right here. I really feel like Britney needs to run while she can because Scrappy ain't gonna never do her right. He ain't gonna never do her right at all, like at all, because it's already showing that he's already showing us what type of nigga that he really is. You sitting up there playing with this girl and you really believe that she's not smart enough to catch you in what the fuck you doing and what the fuck you doing, okay? That's really the gist of that situation. What you're doing is fucked up. You playing with her. And I like Bambi, and I really feel like Bambi is really over Scrappy, to be honest. I really believe that she's over Scrappy, honestly. And she got every right to be over it. So let me look at our comments before we go into the next part of the story. But I do believe that Britney needs to run while she can. I promise she do. Brandon says, I love Bambi. She just makes sense. And she be eating people up in her confessional. She definitely do. I'm glad that Bam was honest with her. Absolutely. I'm glad that she was honest with her too. Yes, you can tell that Bambi is really over that man. Yes, the Bam is over it. I believe Bambi. They said and had a grown woman conversation. Absolutely, as they should. Scrappy is charming. He's full of ish and is allergic to accountability. But he's smiley, fun, loving, and attractive. Agreed. Scrappy is funny, but he's not relationship material and probably never will be. He'll never be relationship material. Scrappy is a liar from way back. Erica Dixon is jealous of Britney. She still want to be with Scrap and wants Scrappy to be put on a pedestal. We're gonna get into that in just a second. Erica was giving her pressure because she wants Scrappy. I like Brit too. She's very mature and well spoken, and she is absolutely beautiful. I agree with just about all of y'all sentiments. Now I know that Erica Dixon wasn't on this episode, but let me just go ahead and talk about her real quick, y'all, because I'm annoyed with the people, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I be annoyed with the people. Right when it comes down to Erica Dixon, the fans, that's what I'm gonna say. The fans love to put Erica Dixon on this motherfucking pedestal that she don't deserve to be on. And I don't know if y'all get my drift when I say that, but people do be putting Erica Dixon on this pedestal like oh my God, you can't say shit about Erica Dixon. Erica Dixon is this. She's the perfect girl for Scrappy and all this other shit. First of all, ain't none of these motherfuckers the perfect girl for nobody. Let's be clear on that. Ain't nobody perfect for no motherfucking body. We might as well go on and get into that part. But my thing about the situation is Erica is not all that perfect, because she's like, y'all be so quick to call everybody else dumb and everybody stupid. Like, for years we called Shay stupid. For years we called Bambi stupid. But I feel like Erica is the stupidest of them all. Like, I really feel like that, because she, like, when she first came back on the show, she was up here entertaining the fact that Scrappy wanted her back and all this other shit. And I felt like she really would have went back to him for real, for real. Like, that's really what I believe. I don't understand why everybody gives Erica Dixon a pass to be dumb, but then y'all sit up here and y'all talk about these other women that Scrappy is involved with. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, but I feel like because Erica is beautiful as fuck, they bypass her chicken head ass behavior. That's what they do. They bypass her chicken head ass behavior because she's a pretty girl. And I don't really think that is I don't really think that is great at all. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, anyhow, let's continue on with this. So we get into Jock's birthday dinner. He invites all his baby mamas, also involving Zane and Ashley after everything that went down with Zane in 24, the last time he had Zane in the same room with anybody else. So Kendra is in her feelings about Gloria, and she said that she knew that at some point in time that this moment would have to happen because she loves Giovanni, and she knows that she got to deal with Gloria in some form or fashion. So my thing about it is, Kendra, you're going to have to come to some form of resolution. Like I said before, your feelings are valid. They are, and I'm not going to tell you that they're not. The feelings are definitely valid. It may be triggering to see her, but like I always say, if you gonna take the cheating ass man back, the dog ass nigga back, you might as well accept everything that comes with that man. I always say that if you gonna stay with him, you're gonna have to take whatever is given with him. And that includes the baby mamas, that includes the motherfucking kids. That's the same thing I said about goddamn Rashida and Kurt. Rashida, if you gonna stay with that man, you need to accept Cannon. You need to accept Jasmine. You're gonna have to. Because my thing is, if you're gonna accept the cheating man, you might as well accept everything that comes with him. That reminds me of when Lala Anthony, when the news came out about Lala Anthony and motherfucking what's his name, Carmelo Anthony and stuff like that. They was talking about that, and they were saying that Lala didn't want to accept the kid. But I had said years ago that if you're gonna take Carmelo back, then why aren't you accepting the kid though? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what I used to be saying. Like, if you're gonna sit up here and accept Carmelo's cheating ass, then why can't you accept the child? But that's my philosophy on most things when it comes down to that. Because I know for a fact, for me, I don't think that I would be able to get back with a man if I found out he had a baby on me. Kendra says that she's willing to do more family stuff regardless of everything that has transpired. She's had to learn to deal with certain things, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? So everybody gets up to leave. And then Cena says that, they always have family gatherings. They all get together for the sake of the children and things like that. But, Gloria is never allowed or she's never invited. So she was very happy to see that Gloria was there because they never really got to know Gloria because she's always been sanctioned from all of the family events. And now that she's here and now that she's showing up, it's one of those things where, well, I'm glad that she's here. I'm glad that she's showing up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad that she's here. I really need for her to be here a little bit more often, but I'm glad that she's here. Like, that's basically what that was given in so many words. Like, Cena was just happy to see Gloria being there because she's never really around because we all know that Kendra really don't want her ass around. That's the reason why she ain't never around. So, that is when Gloria was basically saying that she really didn't appreciate what Kendra said about her in a recent interview that she did when she tried to say that when she tried to say, hold on you guys, when she tried to say that it was a drunken night and things like that, and she said that's not what that was. And then that is when Gloria said, well, I don't care what Jock said, that's not true and that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. So it's just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like so he said he didn't use the words it was a drunken one night stand. He said that basically in so many words that it was a drunk night. Him and Kendrick was going through some issues at the time, and that is what happened. So yeah, that's what happened. So I really don't know. I don't know what's going on, but Gloria is pissed about this whole little situation. She really feels as though she really feels like Jock is playing her, and she feels like Kendra is too. So it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue on. Where we at? So we get into Jessica and Bambi. Bambi meets Nathan, but Bambi also learns that Jessica is pregnant. Jessica reveals that she was on bed rest and she was at risk of miscarrying, and she was very afraid because she's been through a miscarriage and things already. So she was on bed rest, and that's one of the reasons why she ain't really just said nothing about this baby, but she's very happy and she's looking forward to being a mom. But with Nathan, Bambi feels like Nathan is a tad bit controlling. You feel what I'm saying? A tad bit controlling in this situation. Like, and I feel like Nathan is kind of controlling, but I also feel like Jessica is kind of like not being 100% real, or not necessarily being 100% open to what Nathan is actually asking for, because you want him to uproot his life for you, but you really don't necessarily want him to do anything that's good for them and stuff like that. So it's just like, I don't know with them. You feel what I'm saying? But I do feel like Jessica don't really know Nathan from Adam, and Adam don't really know Jessica from Adam. And I think that they are both moving too fast. And I think that the pregnancy is making them move even faster, if you ask me. You feel what I'm saying? So I really don't know. But I think that Bambi sees what's going on, and I think that we all see what's going on. Jessica moving too motherfucking fast. She wants to be a mother, and I get that shit. I do. I understand that that's a part of your destiny. Your destiny is to be a mom. And I'm not one to tell nobody not to go after what they want, baby. Because if you want to be a mama, then just be a mama. I get it. But my thing about the situation is this here. If you're gonna be a mama, you got to make sure that the situation is the best situation for you and your damn child. That's all I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? But to each his own. Once again, Spice goes platinum. You feel what I'm saying? She goes platinum. Great for her. Carly is there in 24, apologizes to Carly. He says that, he never should have took out his anger on her. He was angry about this situation that was going on with Sama, Sierra, and Zay, and he kind of took it out on Carly, and he was wrong for that. And Carly accepts his apology and all of those things. So then we get into Carly and Rashida. Now they're arguing about friendship, and Carly says that she called Rashida to check in on her during this whole situation that's going on with her son and her daughter. And Rashida says that she ain't called her, and Carly says she did. And Carly says that, and Rashida is pissed off because she feels, and Carly was like, if we're going to be real, Rashida, let's be real. So Rashida was like, okay, well, let's be real then, Carly, let's be real. So Carly asked Rashida, how many of my, I done opened so many restaurants. How many restaurants of mine have you been to? How many restaurant openings have you been to? She said, I've been to plenty of your restaurants. She said, what grand opening? She said, the one that you just had last year. And so Rashida was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a grand opening for the same damn restaurant. I'm always there, but and the world knows what was going on with me, and I haven't heard from you at all. But this is supposed to be about Spice. I'm not going to sit up here and argue with Carly about being a friend and who did what and who did this, because she feels like Carly is pretty much deflecting on what she's calling her out on. And my thing is this: I think that Carly and Rashida are both fake assholes. I think that their friendship has always been fake. I think that the only reason why Carly and Rashida were ever friends to begin with was because they both had issues with K. Michelle. That's the only reason why they were friends like that. Because the first season, they didn't even film together. Like talking about, like they didn't even film together. They didn't start, being cool or being allies until the second season of Love and Hip Hop when they were both beefing with Kay. And then by the time we got to the third and fourth season, she wasn't really fucking with Rashida like talking about. Like she was cool with Jocelyn and Kalina. Those were her friends. And she kind of fell out with Rashida by season 4. Rashida has always showed, Carly that she wasn't her friend anyway. But I really don't know who to be mad at or who to call out in this situation. Like, to be honest though, Carly, for real, taking the fact that I can't stand Rashida out of this, I do feel like if you knew what was going on with Rashida and you seen it on the blogs and you saw how severe it was, ain't nobody saying that you needed to go and cook her dinner. But a simple text message asking, are you okay? I see what's going on. I'm just checking in on you. I'm praying for you. That goes a mile a minute. You could have at least done that. You feel what I'm saying? But you didn't do that. You feel what I'm saying? So what I don't like, is for people to try to call me out. Like if I'm telling you where you feel short at, then why are you trying to now bring up some shit that you actually felt some type of way about, but you only bring it up now so you can prove your point? It's kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but Carly and Rashida, they're both fake. This friendship been fake. I never seen it for neither one of them, and I'm over it. So Rashida decides to, storm off and be like, I don't have time to deal with this. I'm not going to be dealing with Cardi and her weird shit. But Rashida, you ain't nobody friend yourself. Hey, Yandy. Because we already saw how you treated Yandy. You ain't nobody's friend at all. You been showed us that. So where we at? So we get into Jessica and Nathan once again. Bambi meets Nathan's family. They said, where are you going to raise the baby? Jessica says between Paris and New York, and Nathan is kind of thrown off by that part because I guess he wasn't a part of that decision that, Jessica decided to make about where they're going to raise the baby at. And Bambi is trying to help them with the situation, but Jessica ain't really trying to hear nothing that Bambi is saying. She really ain't trying to hear nothing that Nathan is saying. And like I said, Nathan, I don't think that he's controlling. I think that Jessica's the one that's controlling, and I think that Jessica is fucking selfish. She's selfish as fuck because she's not trying to see it from Nathan's side of the fence at all. She's only thinking about herself, really. So, Jessica, girl, sit your ass down. Now, at first, I was riding with you, but you showing yourself to be a selfish motherfucker. That's exactly what you are. You selfish as fuck. Okay? You're selfish. Because why on earth do you think it's okay for you to be moving the way that you're moving? But anyway, moving on. Rashida is rehearsing for one music fest so she can perform 2 songs. And that's Chew I Love My Bubblegum and Marry Me. Because they're the only 2 songs anybody know about her. Like, I wouldn't dare spend no money to watch Shawty Lo's sister perform. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Like, I listen to Rashida to laugh at her. You feel what I'm saying? Because she can't rap. She's not talented. I listen to Rashida just to laugh at her ass. I can ride it like a cowgirl. Up, down, such a bad girl. She's a terrible rapper. She's terrible. I'm the type of girl you want to chill along my bubblegum. I'm the type of girl you want to chill along my bubblegum. I'm the type of girl you want to take to your mama house. Take to your mama house. Just terrible. Just a terrible rapper. Just a terrible rapper. Anyway, Spice arrives with the intention on getting Carly and Rashida back together. So Carly arrives and Rashida is blown by Carly's actions, especially about Carly saying that she doesn't know the full story. She said, Rashida was like, somebody lost their life. And Carla was like, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. Girl, how the fuck you didn't know when I knew that? You know you be in the blogs. You know you follow the blogs. Everybody was talking about this shit. Carla, why you acting like you ain't know? And when Carly was saying that she didn't know, and she didn't know the full story, Rashida walks away and break down, and she was done having a conversation. And she was sitting up here crying about people kicking her while they down and all of the negative press that they've been getting and all of these different things, right? But my thing is, like I said before, you got to think about the energy that you put out there to somebody else once before. And that is the reason why there is no sympathy for you, because of the things that you've done and said to other people in their story. You feel what I'm saying? Like your daughter was going through domestic violence and a man got killed behind it. A man lost his life behind it. And people are reminding you of how you treated somebody else that's going through the same thing that your daughter is going through. You can't be upset about that. In the words of Faith Evans, if you ever listen to Faith Evans' song, You Gets No Love. Faith Evans said, whatever you do, it will come back to you, bitch. She told you that on You Gets No Love, Rashida, and you gets no love in this situation. I ain't saying I'm happy that it's going on, because I don't want nobody's, kid to go through no shit like that. That shit ain't cool. It ain't right to go through nothing like that. I don't want nobody going through no shit like that. Like, this shit crazy. But you got to take into consideration the way you made a motherfucker feel when you did some of the shit that you did. It ain't cool and it ain't right. It ain't right at all. And you got to understand that. So it is what it is. Your crocodile tears really don't move me. Like, I feel sympathy for, hold on. But, what I'm finna say, but, it's just like, it is what it is. So I just feel like at the end of the day, you cannot be upset because somebody else is picking up on the bullshit that you're doing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But however, y'all, with that being said, that's it. That's all I got for today's review of Love and Hip Hop. Now, let me go ahead and let you guys know right now, for those of you that's watching me, that watches my Chasing panel every Wednesday, there will not be a Chasing panel this week because Carl will be doing the after show for Chasing Atlanta on Wednesday. So we won't be doing a Chasing panel at all this week. And we could have done it on Thursday, but I leave town Thursday night. So we won't be doing a Chasing panel until next week. So yes, we will not be doing a Chasing panel due to the fact that Carl is hosting an after show for Chasing Atlanta on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. So with that being said, be sure to pick up my book, That's Why You're Lonely. It's now available on Kindle and Amazon. So make sure you guys go and pick it up. And with that being said, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
That 20, yeah, you always been a sneaky bitch, hating from the sidelines, trying to get picked, yeah. You don't found one, yeah, you don't found one. You don't found one, found you a real one. On my assets lately, you catching face shots, fire catching babies. Heavy on the highs, better get you some gravy. Cut that lady check, why you out here being lazy? I got bored with that season, I'm talking shit when I'm spitting. Fact, a bitch, I'm the reason, when it got you hoes heated. Snow got them hoes sneezing, got the meals you not eating. Where had them hoes leaking, God trust when I'm speaking. It's giving.
These bands gon' make it hot. Real niggas gonna come up. Don't let the game gon' change us. Real niggas in my circle, ho. Don't ever play us. This the real hustle. We make the money, don't make it make us. They ain't bout shit.
Talking out they neck.
Bitch, we bring the heat.
Every time we step.
You fucking with a beast.
Fucking with the best.
Get money on the east.
Plug on the west.
Bitch, I'm from the north.
But we run it south.
Bitch, we outside.
What you talking about?
Who the fuck is me?
Know who the fuck is you?